Coochie Conversations, come and take a seat. Where healing meets the sacred and the truth is sweet. One wisdom, love, talk, them spirit in the room. We're vibing on wellness under the full moon. We talk love, we talk life, we talk coochie too. Whether it's for her or it's something new to you, Ashia's got the mic and we're breaking through. Coochie Conversations, just for you. Coochie Conversations. Ooh, yeah.
Hey, welcome to Coochie Conversations. I am your host, Ashia Nicole. I'm so excited to be here. This is our very first Coochie Conversations podcast. It's been a while since I have done any type of a podcast. I've, stepped in and out. I came back and forth, but whatever, we're back. And the new show is called Coochie Conversations. For those of you that have been following me for a while, I used to be here to inspire. And I'm still here to inspire, but I'm here to inspire Coochie Conversations. So let's get into it, right? Just jump right into it in this first episode, because we're going to be talking about is your soap killing your coochie? Is it killing your coochie or not? I know there's a lot of discussion around what we should be using. There's so many products that are on the market now. You get confused, you get overwhelmed. What is good? Should I use something? Should I not use something? So today we're going to be talking about some of the products that you might be using daily that could be disrupting your pH, causing dryness and irritation, your wash rag not smelling too fresh. Like some stuff you can actually throw off the pH of your hoo-ha here or your coochie and have her smelling kind of fishy or just not right. So I want to talk about some of the ingredients today that you can avoid and what to look out for instead. And I'll share some, personal tips, self-care tips, because that is how we learn, just kind of sharing our experiences and talking about some of these things that we don't always like to talk about, again, sometimes we just hear, keep her clean, wash her, and that's pretty much it. Keep her clean, wash her, and do whatever it is that you're going to be doing. So I just want to bring that to you all today. I'm just really excited to be bringing this information and to have finally gotten over my stuff about not wanting to be on the camera, not wanting to show up and talk to y'all. And this is way more important than me and what I'm looking like on camera, like just sharing these details, sharing this information. So first thing I'll ask that if you find value in this content, to please share it. It doesn't matter what your age is either. We assume that as we age that there are certain things that we just should know, but you don't know what you don't know until you know, right? So some stuff we just don't know. We've just been kind of doing what we were taught to do. And sometimes you might not be having an issue at all, and then one day out of nowhere, you start to have an issue. Some of these problems don't show up until later, in life. So if you have some young people, some young ladies in your life, we want to get her on the right track early, and right away, because many women are unknowingly using products that strip their natural protection, and it throws off the vaginal pH. And I say this all the time, like coochie is very temperamental. Coochie is very sensitive. She's very, very temperamental. So we are going to get this thing rolling and just kind of jump right into it. And let's talk about the ingredients that you can avoid. And also how to tell if your coochie is in distress. You know, like, how do you know that something's thrown off with her? Because she might not stink. Like, some people are, that's what our assumption is. Like, oh, well, she don't stink, so she's okay. Well, she could be trying to throw you some other signals that you just haven't recognized, you know? So, um, let's jump right into it. I hope you guys liked our Coochie Conversations intro song. I love that song. Um, I wrote the song. So I've always liked to write little jingles and little songs. So this has been like a really exciting journey to write and create and share. And I'm very passionate about just wellness, not just women's wellness, but just wellness overall for men and women, or they or them wellness, just human beings. I just want us to all be well and to be healthy and to be happy and to be, you know, feeling good out here, because there's enough going on in the world that's creating imbalances in the body. There's enough toxicity that's out here. So I'm just trying to bring something a little bit different to y'all, okay? So I used to think that strong scents meant that you were getting clean. You know, like, oh, it smells really good. I'm like, oh, it smells like strawberries. Oh, it smells like watermelon. That's really, really good. But no, the body has a different opinion on that, okay? So sometimes we can be, especially young, you know, getting things that smell good, because who doesn't want to smell good? You know, you want to smell sweet, you want to smell appealing, you want to smell desirable, all those things. But there's certain areas of the body where you can put those things and be successful with it. And then there are certain areas of the body that you want to avoid. So, I have been offering Yoni steams in my business for, I don't know, maybe the last 8 or 9 years or so. And we kind of go through like a little coochie checklist. And I've talked to some women that, particularly if they're dealing with any type of imbalance, that have told me that they actually wash their vaginas, not just externally, but they're putting soap on their fingers and they're going inside the canal with soap. That's a big no-no, ladies, okay? That's one of the first ways to throw her off or irritate the vagina, okay? And again, because our bodies are so resilient and they're so amazing, you can have been doing something for a period of time and been okay, and then one day all of a sudden you're not okay. You're like, oh my God, what's going on? Or why is it burning all of a sudden down there? Or why is it? Because there's other triggers that can throw the vagina off as well. You know, your stress level, what you put into your mouth, who you allow in your body. All those things can throw it off. So then you go and follow it up with dealing with some sort of a soap or even certain shower gels that just disrupts the whole function and causes all kinds of just unpleasantness and unfriendliness. So, you know, the let's start out with this. The coochie is a self-cleaning mechanism, okay? She's got her own internal way of cleaning herself without any soap or douches or anything like that, okay? Those items have their place at times, like if you're doing an herbal douche because you're treating something, but just regular old healthy coochie, it does not have to be, you know, just aggressively washed every single day. And when I mean aggressively washed or washed, I'm not talking about don't take a shower, okay? I'm not talking about don't take a bath. We're not talking about that at all. You can please wash your coochies, wash your tail. There's still sweat. There's still bacteria that accumulates in pubic hairs in the pubic area. You know, that's what you can cleanse with your cleanser with. We're talking about going in the canal or anywhere around the canal that's not going to be cool. So, number one, wash from front to back. I'll say that again. Wash from front to back. Don't wash your booty And then take that same rag, even without rinsing it off, same soap, same booty, now it's got booty juice on it, and go and wash your cat. Like, there's bacteria that lives in the anus that has no business in the vagina. Okay? So front to back, clean your front first, then rinse it off, and then clean your backside. Okay? That also gives you a chance to rinse off the towel and things like that. The reason why the coochie is so temperamental is because she's brilliant, and her pH needs to be at a certain place. Okay? The vagina has like a healthy ecosystem of lactobacillus. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Lactobacillus bacteria that lives. It lives in the gut too, but it also lives inside of the vagina, and it helps to keep the area of the vagina slightly acidic. So, like a happy, healthy coochie is about 3.8, 3.8 to 5. Okay, we want it to be a little bit more on the acidic side. Okay, sometimes these products that we use might be too alkaline and throwing that pH off. If you don't know what a pH scale is, just Google it. You can see them. They're there all day. Okay, healthy coochie needs to be at like around a 3. Okay, 3 or a 4. Overwashing her or using the wrong products is going to throw this balance off. And once the balance is thrown off, it increases your risk of like BV, yeast infection, or just irritation, vaginitis, itching, and things like that. Okay? The top part of the coochie, which is the vulva, where the hair is also delicate. It's delicate like the skin on your face. So you normally would not take watermelon shower gel and wash your face with it. At least I hope you're not. If you, the esthetician in me would be dying if you are. If you are, stop it. Stop right now. Stop today. Okay? No washing the face or the vulva with any of those materials, because again, it's just as delicate, just as sensitive as the skin on your face. Okay? So be mindful of that. Start looking at labels. The FDA did one decent thing when they're making us put ingredients that are in products on the packaging. Start looking at different things that it says are in there. Sometimes it'll just say fragrance. What kind of fragrance? Is it a natural, pure essential oil fragrance, or is it a fragrance? That word fragrance or parfum, you might see that PARFUM, parfum. It's often a mix of like undisclosed chemicals, and they can cause allergic reactions and irritation. Sulfates make things foam. So you might see that on the ingredient list. It's like a SLS or SLES or whatever. And they're great because when we foam, we think we're getting clean. So these sulfates are put in to foam, to lather up and create all the bubbles and stuff, because it makes us feel like we're getting clean. But these foaming agents tend to strip the natural oils, and it leaves the vulva dry and, kind of vulnerable to some other stuff. Okay? So we want to look out for that. Look out for stuff that has sulfates in it. Says SLS, SLES on the ingredients. You want to try to avoid it, okay? You don't want to deal with that. Triclosan is another one. That's like an antibacterial agent that a lot of countries ban it, actually. But it's an antibacterial agent that's often put into products to kill bacteria. Now, we just said at the beginning that the vagina contains its own little bacteria world of bacteria, right? It's got its own bacteria, so we definitely don't want to be putting anything in there that's going to be killing the bacteria, because it doesn't discriminate whether it's killing good bacteria or bad bacteria. It doesn't know. It's just like going into a room and just shooting up the room, saying that we're just going to get the bad guys, but you don't know who the bad guy is. You have no identifiers. You just come in spraying up the room. Like, no. That is the same thing that triclosan does, okay? Or any type of antibacterial soap. But look for this on the ingredient. Triclosan. It starts with a T. A lot of countries, again, like I said, have banned it because it's been known to like disrupt hormone function. And, it just really worsens the imbalance that you got going on. So look out for that, okay? Read it. The next thing you want to look out for and be mindful of are parabens. P-A-R-B-E-N-S, parabens. Those are like preservatives that can mimic estrogen in the body, okay? And that is what throws off hormonal function. Quick little piece about the fake estrogen, or what looks like estrogen in the bodies. A lot of women are dealing with fibroids, okay? I've done a lot of work and research, had my own journey with fibroids, and again, sometimes this doesn't show up until later on, like when a woman gets into her 30s. She might not see any issues with it in her teens or in her 20s. You might not see it until your 30s. But say you've been washing with your favorite little body wash, watermelon coochie soap, since you were 12 years old, and over time of the consistent behavior, in addition to the other things that feed estrogen, your body will start to recognize these parabens as estrogen, in the body, creating excess estrogen in the body. Estrogen feeds fibroids. Estrogen's not a bad thing, okay? Estrogen is what keeps us soft and, curvy and our boobs full and plush and luscious. I mean, estrogen is a great thing. It's kind of what makes the big part of what makes women different from men, because we have more estrogen than men generally have, okay? However, too much of anything is not a good thing. So too much estrogen in the body can start to contribute to fibroid growth. I will be doing a whole nother episode about fibroids, but this is not necessarily about fibroids, but I wanted to bring it up because of parabens, and that's one of the things that can contribute to feeding the excess estrogen in the body. The liver is responsible for filtering out excess estrogen. Well, most of us are living in a very stressful world, and our livers are just taxed and toe up. They're tired, and they're not really it's not filtering out things the way we need it to, okay? So many things can throw the liver off, the things that we do to relax or for fun, pouring that drink after work or going to happy hour. I mean, this is cool every now and again. Anything in moderation you can handle, but we tend to kind of just go extra hard on things, okay? So you're going to happy hour every day after work. That's part of your routine, and then you're washing with your little nice watermelon body gel. Then you're spraying stuff on your body that's got parabens in it. Then you're burning scented candles, and that's letting off chemicals in the air that your body recognizes as excess estrogen. I mean, there's so many things that are working against us in the name of capitalism to make a sale and to make stuff cheaper to produce. So the basics, before they had all these issues with fibroids, they didn't have 18,000 different products that you could choose from when you're cleaning your body or cleaning your coochie. You had water at one point in time. Our great grandmothers' eras where women were still able to have, 10, 15 children. The average family is 5. People were super fertile back then. People aren't as fertile as they used to be anymore. And there's a reason for this. This is by design. I personally, my personal take on it is population control, because people were having children. So now it's like, okay, we're going to put things in the food and everywhere else to kind of slow down that production, slow down people from having all these babies that are out here. But you can't, we're not a communist country. You can't just tell people you only can have one baby. So we'll do it in other ways, okay? Subconsciously. I know I'm going all the way around, but I just kind of wanted to tie this into a lot of things that are in products are kind of naturally working against us, okay? Alcohol-based cleaners, okay? Anything with alcohol in it, especially if it's in the first couple of ingredients, it's drying you out. Drying and irritating to the body, okay? So, start looking at your labels. I'm going to take just a quick little break here and share our song. If you haven't had a chance to visit our website, CoochieRefresh.com, I ask you to please do so. You'll get to meet Catalina Cucina, who is our cute little girl that loves to sing. And we just love Catalina. So if you haven't had a chance to check her out, please get on over there to CoochieRefresh.com. I'll be right back. Or not. Catalina, where you at, girl?
Coochie refresh, start it out. Keep that cat fresh, start it out. Coochie refresh, start it out. Make that cat smile, dot it out. Coochie refresh.
I love Catalina. That is my girl. CoochieRefresh.com. If you haven't been there, check us out. It's got some steams, and I'm adding products to it regularly, okay? I just had to start out with the steams. I have a little book on there about BV. There's a guided meditation that's on there that you can do while you're steaming or at any time at all. But yeah, go check out Coochie Refresh and check back regularly. Sign up on the mailing list there. So when I am releasing new products and new workshops and things like that, you will be the first to hear about it, okay? So thank you, and thank you for Catalina and for all the great feedback about that I've been getting for her, because people have been telling me they like her. So that's good, because I like her too. I think she's hecka cute. Anyway, moving on to signs that soap might be harming your coochie, okay? The coochie in the womb is always talking. Sometimes when I'm referring to coochie, I'm also referring to the womb, not just the actual canal, the whole mechanism. From the uterus to the ovaries, the fallopian tubes, the cervix, the vaginal canal, the whole shebang, okay? When I say coochie, I'm not just talking about the hole or the canal that often people do. So, persistent dryness or tightness after you shower, okay? That could be a sign that something that you're using is throwing the hoo-ha off or even changing the consistency of her. I remember when I was younger, I had a girlfriend that was, discovered vinegar, and she was, after she would like engage with a partner, and maybe say she wanted to engage with another partner later on that day or the next day, she would go and she would, get the douche with the vinegar in it, the vinegar and water. And she was doing it because she was like, well, yeah, it makes everything fresh again and it makes your coochie tight. Well, yeah, it does change the the texture or the how it feels inside, because it's stripping away all the natural moisture that's in there. Okay, and because she was doing this on a regular basis, like after each time that she was sleeping with a partner, and I have no judgment around that. I don't care about that part, but just the fact that she was douching like this each time after she slept with her partner, she started feeling like, her coochie was off. Like, my coochie is not smelling right and blah, blah, blah. And I'm washing after each partner. I'm even soaking and taking a bath. I'm doing a douche. And this is before we knew. I mean, we were young, so she didn't know any better. But now, at this big age, I recognize, like, okay, you was throwing your coochie off with the douching every single time. In addition to having multiple partners. Now, whether she was using protection, I don't know. But if she wasn't, that even increases the chance of her having just a variety of different types of bacteria being introduced into the vaginal canal that her body didn't recognize. So her immune system was on point. It's like, wait a minute, what's going on? What is this? Who is this? We don't recognize this, blah, blah, blah. So paying attention to the texture of your vagina after you have bathed with something will be an indicator, okay? Any type of itching or redness, especially if it's around the labia area, something has thrown your hoo-ha off. She's not happy, okay? Frequent BV or yeast infections, and you don't have anything else that's causing it. Like you not sexually active at all, so you can't, point to a partner or the introduction of anything new. You're not under a lot of stress or anything like that, because stress can bring BV too. You're not eating excessive amounts of sugar that might be causing yeast infection. Like you don't have candida or anything like that, but you just keep getting these reoccurring infections. We might also want to look at the soap that you're using. As well, okay? Because that could be a contributing factor to recurring BV if none of those other elements that I just mentioned are taking place. If you are sexually active, then there's another list of things that we can go down. And when we do the BV episode, I'll expand more on that. Any burning sensation during or after washing. Okay, if you're real sensitive, your coochie will let you know right away. As soon as you put something in there, like, oh no, something's not right. This is off. I'm burning. I'm uncomfortable. What's going on? So, what should you use on your coochie? Warm water works wonders. I know you might not feel like you're getting clean, but coochie has its own natural scent, right? Coochie smells like coochie. Everybody coochie smells a little different, but it still has like a baseline coochie smell. You should know what your coochie smells like. Know your baseline coochie, Or if you're somebody that has a partner that, you love coochie, know your partner's baseline coochie scent, and pay attention to any variations that may occur in that. Now, the coochie scent can change just naturally as your hormones are shifting throughout your cycle. Okay, throughout the 28-day cycle. Your scent might be a little different when you're ovulating. It might be a little different when you're menstruating, when you're actually flowing, Pay attention to all that. Your coochie is always talking to you. Most of us are just talking too loud and don't recognize her voice. So pay attention to what she's saying. If you do feel more comfortable using something because you're just accustomed to washing with something, try and use something that's unscented and pH balanced. That's like an intimate cleanser. These are specifically say that too, that it's a feminine wash or an intimate cleanser. It should say no sulfates, no parabens, no triclosan and stuff like that on it. Use that, but sparingly. You don't have to use it every single time. You, again, get yourself a good handheld shower head, change your shower head out, okay? And get your handheld shower head and take that head thing down and just rinse. Just wash her really, really good. If you have hair, you can use your soap or whatever in the hair area. But that's about it. No going in and out. No soaping up the opening of the canal. Don't do any of that. That's not cool. Tip on the washcloth. Use a soft, clean washcloth, okay? Try not to use any scrubbing mitts or loofahs. Change your washcloth out frequently. If you can, use a different one. Or don't use a washcloth in your coochie at all. Just use your hand and wash her with your, wash the area with your hand. Rinse the area really well with your hand, okay? It'll work wonders. If you are experiencing some type of imbalance, I do want to recommend that you try the Coochie Refresh BV Steam. That's on there. You can steam for it. Works wonders, okay? It works pretty much immediately. So you can get that on my website at coochierefresh.com. You can, something else, like if the pH has been off. Before I learned about Yoni steaming, I had learned about yogurt with like acidophilus in it, okay, which is a natural bacteria. And you actually can take a tampon and insert it in yogurt and insert that into the vagina as well if there has been any type of BV or imbalance. And you're going to know BV, okay? It has a scent to it, and it can produce a discharge. That's not the same as yeast. Yeast is thick, cottage cheesy, and it itches. Okay, BV doesn't always itch. Sometimes it itches, sometimes it doesn't itch. Okay, you can have a slight mild case of BV and you don't even smell anything like in your panties or anything like that. But if it's to the point where you sit down and you just part your legs a little bit, fully clothed, and you can smell yourself, that mean it needs to be addressed, sis. So check out check out the website, the BVB Gone steam, because it works great. I love it. I created this line because I was just kind of first I was just doing the parties and recommending the herbs to people, but sometimes that was too much for people to go find out a nice quality place to get quality herbs to use. The herbs can be a little costly and you might not need it all the time. You may run into this once a year or whenever you change a partner or whenever your stress level is a little higher and you're not needing it all the time. So that inspired me to kind of create the BV blend. The Womb Wellness Blend is also exceptional because you can just use that for just overall vaginal health. Okay, so if there is a little something going on, it's going to catch it, and you can do that once a month. I recommend women steam at least once a month. And this steaming, I know it's trendy right now. We're seeing more steaming places pop up, but it's not new. Women have been steaming their vaginas for hundreds of years in various cultures throughout various different societies. So, I'm happy that there's been a resurge and it's resurfaced and people are doing it more now because it's a way to address a lot of common things that women are dealing with. And women are dealing with a lot of coochie crap, coochie imbalances, unhappy coochies, angry wombs, angry vaginas. So if we get a chance, hit the subscribe button, okay? Turn on your notifications for Coochie Conversations because I'm going to be bringing you more information. And share this episode. Share it with a sister. Share it with a daughter. Share with your partner that might need this information. Because, again, we don't know what we don't know until we know. So there's no harm in it. The only harm now is once you know. Ignorance is bliss, but with awareness comes responsibility. So now that you know better, go look at what you're watching your coochie with. If your stuff is thrown off on a regular basis, look at what you're using, okay? It could be that. It could be your panties. It could be the type of condom you use. It could be your partner. It could be birth control. It could be a whole bunch of different things. But let's go through the process of elimination and make sure at least we are not dealing with soap throwing off our coochies. Okay? I hope this was helpful to you. I have enjoyed being here today. Again, check out my website, join the mailing list, download the free Yoni Steaming Benefits Guide that's on there. Follow me on IG as Coochie Refresh and also on TikTok as Catalina Cucina. And I look forward to seeing you all on the next episode, which will be coming up, really soon. I'm planning on releasing these weekly, so...
Coochie Conversations, come and take a seat, where healing meets the sacred and the truth is sweet. One wisdom, love, talk, dumb spirit in the room. We're vibing on wellness under the full moon. We talk love, we talk life, we talk coochie too. Whether it's for